Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at your home. Students, in the last video uh, we discussed till molarity. So in molarity there are one equation that is called molarity equation, right? And this we express in the form of m1v1 equal to m2v2, and second one form is m1v1 plus m2v2 plus m3v3 is equal to m4v4. Now students, where we use these two formulas? Students, suppose there is a question: a 5 molar 500 ml solution is diluted to 1 liter, right? Then what is the concentration of final solution? So initially its molarity is 5 and its volume is 500 ml, and after dilution, if the volume is changes to 1 liter, then what is its concentration? In that situation we are using the first equation, right? The first molarity is m1, first volume is v1, and second volume is v2, and second molarity is m2, right? So here we can say 4 terms are given. Out of 4, always 3 are given and 1 is going to be unknown. So any one can be possible as an unknown term. In that kind of situation we use the first equation. Now where we use the second one, that is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 equal to m4 v4. Suppose in any question there are 3 different solutions are given and having their individual molarity and volume, that means 3 different molarity, 3 different volumes are also given, clear? And these all are going to be mixed together. Suppose 2 molar of 500 ml of HNO3, 5 molar of 500 molar H2SO4, and 6 molar of 500 ml SCLs are given. That means HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. Just for example, 3 kind of different solutions are given. Their individual molarity and volumes are given, and we are going to mix together. In that situation, what is the concentration of that resultant mixture? So in that kind of situation we are using this equation. So I hope m1 v1, m2 v2 and m3 v3 is clear. M4 is the molarity of final mixture. Student, maybe suppose instead of 3, 4 are there, so the final one is m5, right? If we are using we are mixing 5 different solutions, so for the final one it is 6. Now what is v4 actually? So v4 is the sum of v1 plus v2 plus v3. Okay students, so this is the 2 equation. These are called molarity equation, which you use in this manner. Now next is the molality. So first one, molarity, here it is molality. Molarity is represented by small m. Okay, it is the total number of moles of solute present in 1 kg or 1000 gram of solvent. So listen carefully, here it is in terms of solvent, okay, not in solution. Its unit is mole per kg. Okay, then what is the expression of or the formula of this molality? So students, here we can write given mass upon molar mass upon mass of solvent in gram by 1000. So simply it is like given mass upon molar mass into 1000 upon mass of solvent, right? So here student, W2 and W1 symbol is used. For given mass of solute W2, for molar mass of solute M2, for mass of solvent where we are using W1. Okay, clear students? So this is the second type of concentration. Next is the mass percent. Student, this is the simplest, we can say the simplest concentration part. Percent we already completed in the mass percentage topic also. That mass percentage came already. So meaning of percent means we have to express in 100. Similarly here also we express the mass of one component, either solute or solvent, in terms of especially 100 parts by mass of solution or 100 parts by mass of volume. Okay, so it is also called volume percent, mass volume percent. Okay, suppose a solution is 10% weight by volume, weight by volume. That means 10 gram solute dissolving or present in 100 ml of solution. And if a solution is 10%, weight by weight means 10 gram solute is present in 100 gram of solution. Okay students, so if both are in mass, see the formula, mass percent, mass of that solute upon total mass of solution into 100. Similarly, if you find the mass percentage of second component, that is for the solvent, so mass of solvent upon again mass of solution into 100. Similarly, in terms of volume, means both the units of solute and solvents are in volume, that is in ml. So in that situation we use the second one. And mass volume means one component, especially solute, is in mass and solution is in terms of volume. So very simple, percentage means we express in terms of 100. I hope you understood this topic. Then ppm, parts per million. Student, here like in mass percentage we express the concentration in 100, and in case of parts per million we express the concentration in 1 million. 1 million means 10 to the power 6, the number of parts by mass of one component per million parts by mass of the solution. So here 1 million, that means 10 to the power 6. Okay students, so in the same way like we find mass percentage, here we find in parts per million. So here again you can see the form of molality, given gram moles of solute upon mass of solvent in kg, and this is the form which I already discussed in the previous slide. For example, the molality of a solution containing 5.3 gram anhydrous Na2CO3 in 200 gram of water can be calculated as follows. So here given mass 5.3, molar mass of Na2CO3 is 106, and given mass of solvent is 200 upon 1000. Okay students, so in this way we can find, just put all this value and we get our final answer. So after calculation we are getting 0.25 mole per kg. Okay, now this is the point of difference between molarity and molality. Okay students, molarity especially we can say it changes with the change in temperature because it depends upon the volume, and molality, it does not change with the change in temperature. Molality is regarded better than molarity for expressing the concentration of a solution because its value does not change. But there is one disadvantage also, since molality can be determined only if the density of the solution is known. Okay students, so this is the difference point between molarity and molality. Now our next type of concentration is normality, right? So what is normality first? See, it is represented by capital N, and it is the number of gram equivalent of the solid dissolved or present in 1 liter of solution. So first of all, what is gram equivalent? What is the meaning of gram equivalent? So like moles, number of moles. So what is moles? Given mass upon molar mass. Similarly, gram equivalent is given mass upon equivalent mass. So student, we already discussed about equivalent mass, right? But here in terms of solution, especially the solute may be of elemental form, which is present in mineral or acidic solution, basic solution or salt solution. Okay students, clear? So here we also discuss about how to find the equivalent mass of acid, equivalent mass of base, and equivalent mass of salt. Okay, so that's the difference only in between molarity and normality. Molarity is number of moles of solid present in 1 liter, and here it is number of gram equivalent present in per liter. So moles we get by dividing the given mass by molar mass, and gram equivalent we get by dividing the given mass by equivalent mass. Okay students, so equivalent mass of acid is molar mass of acid upon basicity. Basicity is the number of replaceable H plus ions which present in acid. For example, in HCl, after ionization it gives 1 H plus, right students? So this number, this one number of H plus is the basicity of HCl. So if you find the equivalent mass of HCl, we put the molar mass of HCl, that is 36.5 upon 1, right? So it's the same value of its molecular mass because the basicity of HCl is 1, right? And if you are going to find the equivalent mass of H2SO4, so the molar mass of H2SO4 is 98 and its basicity is 2 because 2 H atom is present in H2SO4. Okay students, so 98 upon 2, it is 49. Then equivalent mass of base. So student, earlier I already told you, in case of any equivalent mass, always the numerator part is their masses, right? Either for element it's atomic mass, for acid it is molar mass of acid, for base again it is molar mass of base, and for salt the molar mass of salt. Okay, only the denominator is going to change. So now for molar mass of base upon acidity. So what is the meaning of acidity? Acidity is here the number of replaceable OH minus ions present. Okay, like in HCl it is H is there, in H2SO4 2H plus is there, right? So in base the number of OH minus is called their acidity. So for example, the equivalent mass of base, that is NaOH, is molar mass of base, that is 40, 23 plus 16 plus 1, and upon acidity is 1. Then equivalent mass of salt, that is equal to molar mass of salt upon total positive charge on cation, or total positive valency also we can say. Okay students, so the meaning of total positive charge is total positive atom into its charge or valency. Let us see some example, like equivalent mass of calcium hydroxide, its molar mass is 74, and acidity we can see in the formula here 2 OH is there, so its equivalent mass is 74 by 2, then 37. Let us see the question. The normality of a solution, that means we have to find the normality of a solution containing 0.7 gram of CaOH twice dissolved in 200 ml of solution, right? So here students, first we make that data, given mass W2 0.74, given volume is 200 ml, and like molarity we have to find that's a molar mass. So here in the case of normality we have to use equivalent mass, right? So you can see equivalent mass of CaOH twice is molar mass upon its acidity. So after calculation we are getting 37. Just put all this value W2 by E2 into 1000 upon given volume. Otherwise you can directly write 0.74 upon 37 upon 200 into by 1000. So after arrangement what we are getting? 0.74 upon 37 into 1000 upon 200, and after calculation we are getting 0.1 gram equivalent per liter. Okay students, like molarity we use normality equation, like N1 M1 B1 equal to M2 V2. So here also N1 B1 equal to N2 V2, like M1 B1 plus M2 V2 plus M3 V3 is equal to M4 V4. So here also we can use N1 B1 plus N2 V2 plus N3 V3 as one, means the same like molarity equation we are using normality equation. Okay students, now the next and the last concentration type is mole fraction. Okay students, so first of all, what is the definition of mole fraction? It is the ratio of the number of moles of one component to the total number of moles of all the component present in a solution. Very carefully listen this statement student. We cannot write total number of moles of solution, right? We have to end with component to the total number of moles of all the component present in a solution, because solution is not a single component, it is a mixture, so more than one component is present, right? So it's very simple, it is the fraction, it is the ratio of moles with respect to given to the total moles of solute present in a solution. Let us see, suppose a binary solution made up of component A and B, right? And suppose Na represent the moles of A and Nb represent the moles of B, then what is the mole fraction of A? So suppose if we express mole fraction of A by XA, then XA equal to Na upon Na plus Nb, and mole fraction of B, then Nb upon Na plus Nb. And student, always the sum of the mole fraction is 1, right? So suppose if there is 2 component only and you already find the mole fraction of 1, then for second one you just simply subtract this mole fraction from 1. And student, maybe more than 2 component is also possible, but yes, minimum of 2 component is present. Okay students, so for finding mole fraction we have to find the mole fraction, we have to know the moles of given component, otherwise we cannot find the mole fraction. So student, in class 11 and 12 all these topics are very much important. It's very important from the competition point of view also. And yes, the questions are not so much easy, like there suppose 2 moles of one component and 3 moles of another component is given and we have to find the mole fraction, right? Like 2 upon 2 plus 3, that means 2 upon 5 is the mole fraction of one and 3 upon 5 is the mole fraction of another. No, it is not possible, students. Clear? So remember one more thing, mole fraction being a ratio has no units, and sum of the mole fraction of different component in a solution is always equal to 1. So I hope you understood all these, concentration related topic. Okay students, then we start with the stoichiometry part. Now students, the next topic is relationship between normality and molarity. That means if you have this relation or this concept, you can directly convert molarity to normality or normality to molarity. Now see students, strength equal to molarity into molar mass, as well as strength equal to normality into equivalent mass, right? From these two equations you can write molarity into molar mass is equal to normality into equivalent mass. Therefore from this arrangement, normality equal to molarity into molar mass upon equivalent mass, right students? Or molarity equal to normality into equivalent mass upon molar mass. So students, if you know normality, then you can find molarity by putting the value of molar mass and equivalent mass, right? Otherwise, if you know the value of molarity and normality, means vice versa, you can calculate from here. No need to write the complete formula and again start from the initial one. Okay students. Now students, this relation is going to be more simple for acid and bases. For acid, normality equal to molarity into basicity. From the formula of equivalent mass, that equivalent mass is molar mass upon basicity, so we can write basicity equal to molar mass upon equivalent mass. Similarly, for base, normality equal to molarity into acidity, right? So students, again acidity, that means we put the value of acidity instead of molar mass upon equivalent mass. So suppose students, for H2SO4, right, if its concentration in terms of molarity is suppose 2 molar, right? So if there is a direct question, then what is its normality of a 2 molar H2SO4 solution? So what is the answer? Normality is equal to molarity into basicity, right? So basicity of H2SO4 is 2, so normality is 2 into 2, that is 4. So we can find the direct answer, right student? And suppose normality is given and we have to find molarity, so what we can put? We can write molarity equal to normality upon basicity for acid, and for base molarity equal to normality upon acidity. Okay students, these relations are very much helpful for your competitive exam preparation and for MCQ type question. These are very much important. So I hope you understood all these concentration related topic, their relation, and yes, you can convert from one form to another form. Students, these definitions are very much important. If you know the definition, then only you can find or you can solve some numericals, otherwise it's going to be very difficult, right? For example, you have to find a mole fraction, right? So for mole fraction, what are the required terms or things? The required things are moles of all the component is required which is present in a solution. Suppose the questions is given in terms of molality and you are going to find the mole fraction, right? So in that situation, how can we find the moles of each component? Suppose a 5 molal solution is given. 5 molal. The molal is the short form of molality and molar is the short form of molarity. Okay students. So suppose a 5 molal aqueous solution is given and we have to find their mole fraction of each component. So if 5 molar is given, means definitely the moles of solute is 5, but we don't have the moles of solvent. So how can we find the mole fraction? So here we apply the definition, right? That molal means whatever the moles is given, that is present in 1000 gram of solvent. So 5 molal means 5 moles of solute is present in 1000 gram or 1 kg of solvent. Clear students? So here we have moles of solute as well as mass of solvent. Now we can convert mass of solvent to the moles, because here aqueous solution is given. Students, water is a universal solvent if any other solvent is not given. So definitely water is the solvent. Now we have the mass of solvent. We can convert into its moles. How? Moles equal to given mass upon molar mass. So we can find its moles also. So 1000 upon 18. After calculation we are getting 55.55 moles. It is fixed. 1000 upon 18 is 55.55. So now we have N2, that means moles of solute, that is 5, as well as the moles of solvent, which is 55.55. So now we can simply find for the mole fraction of solute of H2SO4, we can find 5 upon 5 plus 55.5, and for mole fraction of solvent, no need to put again 55.55 upon 5 plus 55.55. Here are only two components. So after finding the mole fraction of one, we can simply find the mole fraction of another, just subtracting the value of mole fraction from 1. So I hope you understood the importance of all these definitions, right? Otherwise you are not going to solve a numerical in a easy way. Students, in many questions we have to convert molarity to molality, molality to molarity. So there some formulas are also given, some extra data are given, right? So that's why these definitions are very much important. Otherwise we cannot find any numericals. Let us see some examples for numericals. Student, here the question is, a solution has been prepared by dissolving 5 gram of urea in 95 gram of water. What is the mass percentage of urea in the solution? So students, the formula is mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. So mass of solute, that means mass of urea, and here mass of water is given. So we have mass of solute as well as mass of solvent, right? So for mass of solution we have to add both these masses. So 5 plus 95 is 100. So after putting the values in this first expression, 5 upon 100 into 100, that means only 5%. So in this way we can find mass percentage. Let us see another example. Calculate the masses of cane sugar and water required to prepare 250 gram of 25% solution of cane sugar. So student, here we have to find masses of cane sugar and water both for the preparation of its 25% in 250 gram. So again the same formula, because percentage is given, right? Here the question is like we form equations and we compare it. So mass percent is given, total mass of solution is given, right? Now we have to find solute and solvent. So in first case we just put 25 equal to mass of cane sugar upon 250 into 100. After solving we get mass of cane sugar. What it is? 62.5. Now student, you can see here total mass of solution is 250 gram. It's already given. So after getting the mass of solute, how can we find mass of solvent? We just subtract the mass of solute from total mass of solution, that means 250 minus 62.5, and we get 187.5 gram. So So this is the method. Students, here in class 11 and 12 only numericals are not given directly, that means mass percent, so you have to find mass percent only. Anyone can be unknown, which is based on the given formulas or given formulas, right, or given data, clear, or related to the given concept. So we have to apply it properly. Students, I'm giving you some in each video I already submitted assignment also related to that given topic, which is very much useful for you. So follow it properly. Okay students, your test series is also going to introduce. Follow the website of SBB. From there you can use ebook, assignment. If any doubt is there, you can ask any doubt from that side, right students, from that link also, very simple, right? So student, do in a proper way, so it's going to be helpful for your further study. Okay, so in next video our last topic from this chapter is remaining, that is stoichiometry, right? So in last video I will finish this first chapter. Okay, I hope you understood all this topic. Thank you and all the best to you.